Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and today I'm going to make a fairly simple soap in that the swirls are not really complicated at all. I'm using dividers in the loaf mold, and I'm just going to divide 3 separate sections for pinks and reds and whites. So in that respect, the color scheme is not very complicated either. I'm going to be talking a little bit of pastels and tints of colors, which is basically what I'm doing in this soap. So the only thing that's a little different than this is that the fragrance is not just a straight cherry, but I'm going to mix some things around in the fragrance department and the department of fragrance over there. I think I came up with something that smells really great. So here's the making of Cherish Jubilee. Okay, so there's our color wheel, although we really don't need it for this one, but I like to get in the habit of looking at that. So talking about reds today. And here's red, and I'm glad that it's kind of thin on the paper. In other words, I mixed it with a lot of water, so the white of the paper shows through. And that's pretty much more obviously like what happens in soap, because the soap base is either white or light color. And if you use just a little bit of pigment, you don't get a really deep, rich red. And I don't want it really much more red. I'll show you what that would look like. If I use that much red pigment in a soap, that is going to bleed like crazy. And for the most part, I know some people don't mind that, but for the most part, people don't really like to see color, the rinse water turning a color. It's going to happen with the colors we put in soap, but if you can minimize that, I think it is generally more appealing to the public. And here is pink, which is red plus white, and that's about the color pink that I'm going to be using in this soap. Although sometimes, just to show you this, sometimes just a touch of purple will possibly take away the Pepto-Bismol look away from it a little bit. We're showing you what I'm going to do with just some white on the page. So just to mix colors so that you don't waste colors, if you're going to make a pastel, generally it's a good idea to start off with your white and then just add a little bit of whatever color you're trying to make a tint out of, in this case red, so you get a pastel. So you keep adding your color to it until you get the amount of the color in the pastel to make it more of that color. But showing you what would happen if I started with a red and added some white, I have to use probably a lot more paint. So notice how much darker this pink is than this one. I'd have to keep adding more and more white to that to get it to be the same tint over here. So generally, if you're going to make a pastel, it's good to start with the white and then add your color to it. And that's it for the color tutorial. I'm going to use some white in this also, which kind of disappeared on me, and stick probably in this range right in this circle. And nothing that's really a blood deep red for the reasons I told you. And so let's get started with this. Okay, so I've just blended everything, so let's get things with their color. This is my pink. Just a little bit of red. A little more pink. And the rest will be white. Okay, so what I want to do is split a little bit off for the red in the pot swirl for the center, just a little. Save the rest for the top. I'll stir that later. And then I'm going to do the same, but with a bigger amount of the pink. Save the rest for that too. I think I'll pour the red first. Just a little stir there. So all I'm going to do is pour this in the center. Let's do it this way. I'm going to stir the pink and white a little bit and pour that down the sides. Pull these out, and I'm going to scrape these into my bowl of soap that I haven't poured yet. So this one is all mixed more than I would usually like, but couldn't really be helped in this case. And I'm going to cover the rest of that with that. A little more of the pink that I have. Just seems like the top is always a hodgepodge of all the colors, and it works out. And then the red. Okay, I have some mica drizzles for the top also, but let me flatten the top by pounding everything down first. And I think I'm going to just move the red around a little bit just so that it's all over the top. It'll get some more swirling with after the drizzle. So here's some red drizzle. Don't need too much. And some of the gold. And keep some of that gold. I'm going to let this soap set up. I'm going to peak the top of this one, and then I'm going to do a little bit more drizzle as needed. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I just had enough time to eat some bonbons and wash my dividers. So let me texture the top. This one did rise a little bit, but it'll still turn out nice. This one peaked to the center, and doesn't really need a lot more drizzle, except for in some places. I think the gold is pretty much everywhere too, so except for a couple places. Alright, maybe just a little bit of glitter. Add some sparkle. Alright, so there is the making of Cherish Jubilee. There's the top, and I'm glad to be back soaping quite a bit. I have a big order to do for a wedding for a friend, and I'll show you some of the making of that, but it's nothing that you haven't really seen before, but I'll be back with that as well. So this is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Alright, let's cut this Cherish Jubilee. It smells really good. It's more than just a cherry scent that I mixed up, and I do like what it smells like. So there's that middle section that has a deeper red in it. This one shows up better. and the pink. And let this cure for a couple days. I probably could have cut it earlier because it's I think it's going to be a solid bar. I'll show you the top too. I think because I watch soap videos also, that there's just something calming about just the repetitive action of cutting through these and seeing what they look like. You need something to escape from sometimes. Something a little mindless. I'm good at that. As much as possible, I wish we could retreat back into a time when cottage industries were more prevalent. Just think that somehow that makes us a little bit more civil. Just a theory I can't support at all, but I think we really do need something these days to help peace along. And here's the last cut. And there you go, there's Cherish Jubilee. Thanks for watching again. And I've opened up my store online at vibrantsoap.com. And we'll see you real soon. Bye everybody.